In every relationship, you need to communicate. All relationships are built in communication. The same way you communicate in your other relationships, the same way you can communicate with God. Welcome to my channel, family. My name is Thembi. Prayer is an act of faith. The book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6 says, "Without God, it is impossible to please God." Pray or talk to Him believing that He hears your prayers. That's faith right there. The book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 also says, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen." Prayer does not have to be the utterance of words only. You can pray in your heart. God is able to hear your prayer. So this means we can pray everywhere and anywhere, really. I personally sometimes will pray while having a conversation with someone or with a group of friends. Prayer is not intended for anyone but God. Therefore, you don't need to be a good speaker or an eloquent speaker in order to speak to your Father. Let's say you're not a person of many words. Why would you then think God expects you to come to Him with many words? These things are all in our minds. He does not require all that. He just wants us to engage Him in the best way we know how, until He then holds us by His mighty hand to teach us how to pray. He teaches us how to pray just like He did with His disciples in the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 9. Jesus taught His disciples the Lord's Prayer. You can pray that prayer when you don't know what to say. You can also take a reference or a lead from that prayer on how to structure your prayer. There are different ways to pray, or there are different types of prayer. We have thanksgiving, adoration, petition, deliverance, and so forth. You can be led by the Spirit to pray. Allow me to share my recent testimony about being led by the Spirit to pray. I woke up getting ready for my day. I planned to go somewhere and the Lord will not allow me. I felt this heaviness in my soul. I was so emotional. I was sobbing. I couldn't pinpoint what the issue was really. I was okay and everything at home was fine, but my soul was deeply saddened. I later decided to just sit down and ask God in prayer what was going on really. To my surprise, I was shaking, bursting into worship songs, sobbing like crazy. Thank God I was alone in the house, and the Lord then led me to pray about this particular individual. After doing so, I was then able to go about my day. An hour or so, I received a VM from this individual telling me that they were involved in a car accident round about the time the Holy Spirit would not let me leave the house. I cried out to the Lord with thanksgiving and praise. I told this person it could have been worse. Let's thank God for His life. When you are not led by the Spirit but you really want to pray and you don't know where to start, I personally think that for the fact that you have the hunger and the zeal to pray, that right there is being led by the Spirit. Begin to sing hymns, worship song, listen to uplifting music. You will feel the help coming down on the inside of you and you will begin praying. The songs and worships will lead you to pray. It's really that practical. You bring yourself to His presence. Count all your blessings. Acknowledge His presence in your life. Begin to thank Him. When you have a grateful heart, prayer will come easy. A grateful heart is acknowledging His help and His hand upon your life. Jesus is like any other parent. When you are thankful and acknowledge His hand in your life, He will open doors for you. He will make a way where there is no way. When you are in trouble, whisper His name. Jesus, I need you. In the midst of argument, perhaps with your spouse, for things to not spiral out of control, ask God to intervene and He will. He will help you to keep calm and not be angered by the words out of your spouse's mouth. The devil knows this. Responding while he or she is fuming, one thing could lead to another. Prayer then helps you see such tricks. Resist the devil and he will flee. Jesus wants to teach us the simplest things in life, like not responding even if you have a point. Our life could be much better if we could always access Him through prayer in our tight corners. The book of Psalms chapter 103 verse 1 says, Mbonga uJehova mphefumulo wami, ungalibali impatho yakhe enhle. Every chance you get, thank Him, for He does more than we could ever imagine. Always remember, more work is done through prayer than the work itself. Martin Luther King once said, the more work I have in the day, the more I pray in the morning. You'll find that I mention thanking Him a lot. When learning to pray, that will help you to be drawn closer and closer to Him. The book of Psalms chapter 100 verse 4 says, enter into His gates with thanksgiving and praise, and to His courts with praise.